when we do a today's special value, this is like Jill's marathon, and we hope that you get the medal at the end because this is really exciting. Since midnight, we made this bracelet available. It's brand new, and this whole new way to look at Jay as a hand-woven legacy chain bracelet. The boldness, the elegance in this piece is truly outstanding. And here's what's exciting, because no matter what size you're getting, whether it's the extra small, the average, the large, or the extra large, every size starts at 22 grams of precious sterling silver. That's a big story, because that isn't coupled by a big price tag that would normally conservatively be about $430. Our today's special value price is $299.98. So you choose your size, everybody gets it for the same price, so you pick what really fits and works for you or who you're gifting to best. But what you're putting on your wrist is one of the most exceptional experiences for quality jewelry. You know, have you ever got a new car and then like you have your car and then you get into the new car and it drives different? Everything feels different. The ride, oh, this isn't a cassette player anymore. They actually have a Bluetooth. It's this elevated, luxurious experience when you shop with Jay. So before we dive into the amazing craftsmanship of this bracelet, take a look at the gram weight. Your extra small is 22 grams. Your small is 23 grams. The average is 24. The large is 25 grams, and the extra large is 26 grams. But Jill Bauer, who 12 years ago launched this collection with us here at QVC, what's your insight for sizing and how we get that perfect fit?
I think you just stay what your normal size is. If you normally wear a 6 1/4 inch bracelet, you're going to get the extra small. If you're normally a 6 3/4, you'll get the small. 7 1/4 is our average, 8 inches is the large, and 8 1/4 inches is the extra large. As you said, Allie, the extra small starts at 22 grams of sterling silver and then goes up by a gram with each size. So 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. A lot of sterling silver in this beautiful hand-woven chain, something we've never done for you before at Jay in our 12 years, and the only opportunity this year we're going to be able to do it for you.
You got upgraded to first class, and you didn't have to use more points. You didn't have to pay the $1,500 upgrade fee. That's what you get in this experience. The craftsmanship of this, Jill, is really amazing, and something that you really requested to bring as a today's special value.
Well, you know, our heritage at Jay is in a very high-end, prestigious luxury brand of jewelry. I was lucky enough to have this bracelet from that brand for my husband. I showed it to the team. They said, okay, let's make it, but here's the problem. Only one person in the studio knows how to do this. So as you can see, as we're going through the steps here, every single piece of silver, every manipulation, every solder point, every twist, turn, weave, dunk, polish, shaping, hammering, texturing, flexing, it's all done by hand. I can tell you that the supervisor of our studio said to me, Jill, this is such an extremely difficult chain to make. And it's not only the time that it takes, and each bracelet takes 5 hours. Can you imagine sitting there for 5 hours crafting one piece of jewelry? But what makes it so difficult and why so many people don't make this bracelet, that's why if it sort of looks fresh to you, it's because there aren't a lot of jewelry brands out there that are willing to put in the time and attention to make this. It's the solder points, because each of those solder points has to be so minute that it seals each silver link shut, but has to remain invisible to the eye. And you want everything soldered shut because that's what maintains the bracelet for the long haul. It's never going to break apart or unfray. You don't want to over solder it because then it becomes all clumpy, right? Or they become so adhered together, you lose the flexibility. So it was really this very delicate balance in training and how to create this bracelet. All of that aside, yes, it is a great piece of artisanship, but look at it. Look at that texture. Look at that weave.
It's really
We've
fresh.
never been able to do this for you before. Yes, we've brought you things that are all touched by hand because that's a hallmark of Jay jewelry, but never something that's really woven. You know, we've linked things for you before. We've never given you this woven look. And of all the things I could choose to suggest to the Jay team to consider, the reason I chose this bracelet is because I know how much I've enjoyed wearing mine, how often I wear mine.
Yeah.
We saw comments on social media from people saying, I remember Jill wearing that bracelet when she was a host on QVC.
Oh, I love
yes,
that.
I've had that original bracelet for over 15 years, and the fact that our J team could pull it together for you and give you this luxury designer experience for a fraction of what I'm sure my husband paid for that bracelet many years ago is just something I never thought we could deliver. You know, when I was a host, I always wondered, where's the weight in designer jewelry? We've really put it for you together
This
here.
is incredible today's special value. So I know that you're looking to grab this or get it as a gift, and really the only decision is the size.
Yes.
So it does start in extra small. The fit on that is a 6 1/4 inch. We have a really great size guide on QVC.com. So if you click on the today's special value, either right on our web page, whether it's the item number or scan the QR code, right under the images and all the sample videos, there's a title in bold that says description. Under that says sizing guide. So typically you're gonna measure your wrist with a soft tape measure and add just that 1/4 inch, and that's your fit. And it's that easy. Now, if you find yourself in between sizes, I recommend to go up, especially if you like a little bit of a drape to your bracelet. If you do find yourself in between, that extra small is a 6 1/4 inch fit coming in at 22 grams of precious sterling silver. The small, 6 3/4 inches of fit at 23 grams of precious sterling silver. Your average is a 7 1/4 inch fit. That one is 24 grams. That's what Jill likes to wear too.
Yes, I wear the
also
average.
say it is in the middle. So that's also a great place to start too. If you're not sure what size someone is, average is a really nice middle ground. The large is an 8 inch fit, which is 25 grams of sterling silver. And then that extra large coming in at 26 grams is an 8 1/4 inch fit. So for many of us, this could be a bracelet on a woman's wrist. This could be a unisex bracelet.
Yes.
Also because of the highs and lows in the silver. That's the sign of good quality, timeless jewelry. This is the only order of the year. It's J446294. And before the price goes up and you don't get that today's special value price, this is when you step into an experience of quality, of luxury. And with 2,000 already spoken for, I cannot wait to hear back on the stories of who you gifted this to and to what occasion. And often it could just be that gift for yourself because you like it.
I hope it is. I hope you buy this for yourself. I hope you stack this in with other J pieces that you have from us. We specifically did this in the 5.3 gauge because we know that it works back to other very popular 5.3 gauge box chains and other pieces that we've brought to you. I mean, it really is just right. You can see how beautiful it is just by itself. It draws you in because the silver really, the light gleams across the surface, and yet there's this depth, there's this texture. Again, when you think of things that are braided, that's done by hand. When you think of things that are woven, that's done by hand. That's what you're getting in this beautiful bracelet. I love it mixed in a stack because this is how I love to wear jewelry.
Yeah.
I said this to Allie earlier, like I don't do this for effect. This is my style. I keep my clothes pretty simple, but I love to wear a lot of great bracelets. And look what that texture adds when I'm mixing it in with all of our box chain. Jay has been so well received with our box chain pieces, and I love those. But then you add this in, and it's like it refreshes everything. It's like a little jewelry makeover.
Yeah. Have you ever,
You know?
and if you've ever felt like with jewelry or anything, I see this sometimes with my kids' toys where I'm like, oh man, they don't make it like they used to. You know,
Yeah.
Violet plays with my old Polly Pockets from when I was a kid, and then she's got new ones. And I'm like, oh,
They're not the same.
They don't
Yes.
make it like they used to. Jay makes it like they used to.
Right.
Right,
It's a
time-honored
lost art.
tradition, craftsmanship,
Handmade
the weight of the
jewelry.
metal, how every single link is soldered, and then even the attention to detail on the clasp.
Yes.
How it rotates, which actually means it's easier to put on.
And look at our
and
end
it's a
caps,
part of the
too.
jewelry. It's not just this stock.
Utilitarian
yes,
piece,
just
yes.
okay, here's just a silver clasp.
When you look at our end caps here, we incorporated this weave. And we call this weave our legacy because, again, it's the legacy of our luxury DNA. It's the
Yeah.
legacy of the one artist who had to share what he knew in decades of making jewelry with the other artists and how to create this chain. It's the legacy of you being able to wear this piece, and it's so well made, it's going to be handed
Yeah.
down to the next generation. So I think describing this legacy is so important because it really is that piece of jewelry that you're going to wear for a lifetime. You've worn our bracelets now for 12 years, celebrating 12 years with Jay this month. So this is now going to be what you're wearing for the next 12 years and beyond.
One bracelet takes 5 hours to make. One bracelet, over 100 pieces. I mean, starting at 22 grams of sterling silver. Each of what you're seeing, this isn't stamped or carved. These are linked. And Jill, we have a video that shows how each one is so meticulously put together. I think about trying to repair my daughter's broken best friend necklace, you know, and that's because those links aren't perfectly soldered.
Right.
You know, it was a $5 necklace that's not even sterling silver. Share with us the process.
We start with wire, we then spiral it, then we cut it with a saw. Then each of those links we pick up one at a time, incorporate it into this woven pattern. As you can see there, we're using tools to create open space. We're doing the hand soldering. We have to cool it off every few inches to, again, be able to work with it. Then we're manipulating it so that it's flexible. We put on the end cap. We finish it off with polish. And what you're left with is this beautiful piece of sterling silver woven by hand for you, by Jay, leaning into our heritage of what built us as a brand. And if I could just show you this piece real quick. These are the links that you saw in the video. So again, it's all of these solid links that are all woven together. When it's woven like that, there's still work to be done, but look there. I just want you to see that so that you can see that it really is solid. It's not hollow, there's no holes there. So when we're talking about 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 grams of sterling silver, that really is what's going all the way around your wrist. You know, 3 to 3.5 inches of grams of silver per inch. That's a bracelet that's designed to be worn, that's designed to be cherished. It's a piece that I hope that you love in your jewelry collection as much as I've loved mine.
It's a very specialty piece. Today, at today's special value price, it doesn't have to be that precious price or that precious design that you can't wear, right? It gives you a piece that you can enjoy luxury every single day. Wasn't it that famous talk show host that was like, use the good soap?
Yes.
Use the hand towels.
Yes.
Like, you deserve to have that a part of
Life's
your
too
everyday.
short. Life's
not
too
just
short.
a special occasion.
Right? Yes.
Extra small, small, average, large, and extra large. If you love this price today and you love this bracelet, that's a sign. Grab it because the price goes up at the end of the day today. And then here's a size chart too, so you can see. It's based on the measurement of your wrist. So many of you will find if you measure your wrist, you typically add that extra 1/4 inch for the fit. If you like a little bit more drape and you're in between sizes, just go on up to that next size. We do offer free exchanges. Jill will be back at 2 p.m.
Yes, all new.
And you've got that new package.
Yes, everything's new. See it too.
Everything in that show's brand new, so really good stuff. All right, well, welcome in to Q Check. Hey,